So I wanted to do another video about how I haven't felt very magical since I've been in Italy, and it's just for a plethora of reasons. But as I was like messing with the deck, I looked at the bottom, and of course the magician card popped up, which is really interesting, which is all about magic. It's all about alchemy. Um, it's been really messing with me. I thought for sure that coming out here, I feel super magical and I'd be in my higher self and I get these incredible downloads from universe, and instead they've been a lot more three-dimensional in nature. Um, when I say feel magical, it usually means that I am in my higher self, that I'm not in my body, I'm not in my soul, I'm not in my brain, I'm up here. And that higher self is our inner child, is our divine feminine. It is the piece that connects me to spirit, that connects me to my spirit guides, to the different versions of me dimensionally. Um, and oftentimes when I read for people, I'll feel it. There are physical sensations that come with it. Sometimes it's a tingling of the temples. Other times I'll get it in different energy points in my body. But for the most part, it always feels like someone's placing a piece of lace over my crown. It's really special and really beautiful. And I haven't felt that. I felt it once since I've been here. It happens when I read for people. It happens when I read for myself sometimes, not all the time. It also happens with psychometry with me a lot. And psychometry is the ability to touch something and to feel the energy of it. And for me, I have a lot of precognition or post-cognition when I touch things. So, for example, a lot of my magical items that I sell in my antique store, I can touch them and know usually where they're going, which is post-cognition, or what is it called? Retrocognition? Maybe that's what it's called. And then other times, I can touch items and know where they've been, which is a precognition. And when I was in Florence recently, I had touched an athame or a knife that had, I think I've posted on Instagram, it had little like twisty vines on it, and it had like the double dragons. That made my head fucking like pop up like a dandelion piece, just like a dandelion head. And I was like, whoa, like, what's the energy attached to this? And I was gonna, use that energy to tether a little bit deeply more into it later on when I was here at the villa to see where did it come from, who does it belong to. I can't do it. And it's a matter of just me being so anchored in the 3D. Since I've been here in Italy, I've been doing nothing but problem solving and logistics and figuring out where I'm going and trying not to get lost. And now I'm sick and all these different things, cooking dinner, all these things that are really enjoyable and great, but they sink me solidly into the 3 dimension and out of my 5 dimension. And I got like maybe a 5-minute meditation in last night where I zoomed in on the mountains and kind of like, met that mountain, met the energy, and he gave me some good grounding tips. But otherwise, I have not been able to be magical barely at all since I've been here. And so it's going to be really interesting coming back to Asheville. I'm kind of hoping literally for a crash landing so that, because I'm going to be going right into readings. And usually like I can snap into it, but it's very foreign for me to be so out of my higher self. It's very unusual. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to do a reading today, a very quick one, tarot again, of course, on what to do when you are struggling with getting back and sinking into your higher self. Now, when I talk to a lot of people, and this is the Magician card, so this is the card of alchemy. It represents all of the minor arcana in here, but the Magician archetype is specifically the person who will take themselves out of society and remove themselves from the whole of people, and they will place themselves directly into a space where they know they could be sacred, where they know they could be magical. Let me just check my timing real quick. All right, cool. Well, interesting. So the first card is 9 of Pentacles. It's knowing your worth. It's like that's the one thing is when I tell people, a lot of clients who come to me will talk for the most part about their struggles and just even getting into their higher self in general. You have to believe that you're worth it in the first place. Nine of Pence, which, like, this tiger's all slung up and he like knows what he's about. You have to know that you're worth the journey of sinking into that part of yourself. I don't think that's my issue this time, but I think my mind's just too busy in the meantime. But just in general reading, what energies to lean into if you're not feeling magical or you're struggling leaning into your higher self. Let's see what else the cards bring. All right, I love this. The Fool. The Fool's all about playing, and that's the one thing also that I tell people is that you need to remember how to play in order to disconnect from your mind.